everyone, today I will review the next about this book about over 1000 fantastic facts about this book. So the first is going to be starting about the life, how the life began. First is the Earth stages. Now as you can see here. Now you can be see that this is our astronaut, right? And the space is on around the Earth. It's high above the air. And you can see the Earth's surface, we are surrounded by air. And imagine that if you go up the mountain or an aircraft, the air grows thinner and there's none at all. This is where the space began. A life-giving stars. As you can see, this is the sun, and the sun is a near star. It's like the other it's not look like this. The other star, I mean, it's different because it's also much closer to us, and most of the stars are also far away. They look like the points of a light in the sky too. And you can see the sun is not solid. Like the earth, but it is giant ball of very hot gases, so that they are glow like the flames of the bonfire. Nothing could live on the earth without the sun. When the moon hides, this is the moon. When the moon hides the sun, there is an eclipse, and every often the sun, moon, and the earth line up in the space. And this is the family of the planet too. You can see this is the sun, the leaders, right? Leader. The sun is surrounded by a family of circling planets. It's called the family of circling planets. This is called the solar system. And so that this family is held together by an invisible force called the gravity too. Moons circle around the planet, traveling with them around the sun. The Earth neighbors, and Venus and Mars are the nearest planet to the Earth. Venus is closer than the Sun, and then the Earth, while Mars are farther away, and they take a different amount of time to circle around the Sun. And you see that this is the Mars, the Olympus of the Mars too. They are the largest volcano in the solar system. And about the Venus, they are poison cloud with drops of acid that will burn your skin too. Venus is the hottest planet, and it is hotter than Mercury, although Mercury is closer to the sun and gets more sun's heat. About the winds on Mars, they are a huge dust storm that can cover the whole planet. And you see the tiny of it, the smallest of all too. This is the Pluto too, because Pluto, they are too far away to see any detail on the surface, but it's hard look like this too, because you can see that the scientists have discovered the Mars about 1930, okay? And because that, the dwarf planet of Pluto is the farthest planet on the Sun. No one knew Pluto had a moon until 1917. Space Problem have not yet visited Pluto. The biggest of all, the Jupiter is the biggest planet. They have more massive than all the other planets in the solar system put together. 70 times as wide as Earth, although it is still much smaller than the Sun. Saturn. Okay? The next smallest planet is more than times as wide than the Earth too. You see the Jupiter and Saturn. There are gas giants. And you see the great red spot here is on Jupiter is 300 years old storm. The shine rings around Saturn. They're made of a million of chunks of ice. And Jupiter's and Saturn's spins around go faster than they, but out in the middle, so far away. Because you see, this is Uranus. This is Uranus. There is a very little to see on Uranus, just a few whites of cloud above the greenish haze. Uranus and Neptune are the gas type. And there are next two planets beyond Saturn, but much smaller, being less than half as wide. And the Neptune, they have a storm that disappear. Neptune have a bright blue clouds that makes the whole planet look like two. I was very amazed of this picture too. I was very interested of this pictures. You see that lit like all the gas giant planet, Neptune has a ring too. However, they are much darker and thinner and Saturn rings too. You see, in the past, astronauts thought there would be another planet called Planet X outside Neptune and Pluto. This is the orbit of Neptune, orbit of the planet X, orbit of Pluto. At this, you see there are probably billions of tiny comets. Wow, at the edge of the solar system. And they circle the sun for beyond Pluto, and sometimes it starts moving inward and toward the sun, toward the sun. And as you can see that here are the asteroids. You see asteroids travel in a ring around the sun and asteroid belt, and they can be found between Mars and Jupiter's. The meteors are sometimes called shooting stars too. At a certain time, there are meteor showers when you can see where shooting stars than usual. How the star was born. The stars are born in a closed cloud dust gas in space called dust. Gas space called Neptune. Because astronomers they can see these clouds or shining patches in the night sky, and yeah, and stars. How did they born? I guess they're born and die all over the universe, and by looking at the stars, different stage of their life, and astronomers have learned about the state of their ancestors. The smaller stars are living much longer than huge stars. The large stars that are very hot and white. Smaller stars are cooler and redder, right? Billion of galaxies. Oh, maybe. And you see, the sun is a part of a huge family of stars that called the Milky Way galaxies, because there are billions of other stars in our galaxy. As many of the green and sand and beaches, we call it Milky Way because it looks like a very faint band of light in the night sky. Looking into space, because people have made there can see outside outline the people and animal in the star pattern in the sky too. And you'll see if you are in the south of the equator. These are the constellations you see at night too. From the north of the equator, you'll see a different set of constellations in the night sky. Astronomers use huge telescopes to see much more than you can see just your light flying in space. The power of rocket too, and flying in space. And You can see that there is no air in the space. The Ariane 5 rocket launches satellite into space. A new rocket is built for it to launch. The space, there are shuttles and takeoffs as a rocket. They have three rocket engines, but they also use two huge booster rockets. These only fired minute before dropping back to the Earth. Um, the engine used fuel from the separate tank that also falls away. When shuttle reaches space, to boost the rocket and land in the sea and are used again, the tank burns up and drops into the atmosphere. The Robots Explorer. The robots, their spacecraft or the props have explored other planets too. The Earth. What do you think? Can you guess what the Earth comes from? They come from the cloud in space. And a huge number of large rocks or called meteorites crashed into the Earth, coming around the hollows on the Earth's surface. The cloud spun round, gases gathered at a century and formed the Sun. 19 day. The Earth is like a huge spinning top. It continues to spin because it was formed from a spinning clouds of gas and dust. The fourth season here. So we have spring, summer, winter, and the autumn too. The reason for this season lies in space. When it's summer in Argentina, it's winter in Canada. A day can last 21 hours too. The forests change color in the autumn. Inside the Earth, there are different parts of the Earth. There are thin, rocky crust of salt metal called the mantle and a century or called the cone too. And as you can see that the Earth is surface converted by crust, and the largest part of the Earth is layer called the mantle, which is about 2,900 kilometers thick. Massive mountain. You see the Earth is covered with a thick layer of rock crust. The highest mountain on the Earth isn't hardest to climb to. Mount Everest is the world's highest mountain. Most of the mountains are shaped like big hump, but it's shaped like a sheer drop too. Because some people don't just climb to tops of the high mountain, they live there. Hot volcano. The hot volcano we have here is volcanoes. What do they happen? They happen when because of the earth is hot inside too. And most of the volcano erupted along the boundaries too. The volcano can also happen in hot spots. About 250 years ago, there was just one continent known as the Pangaea. The part of the volcano look like a material, right? You see, the material erupted from a volcano can be built up to form a mountain. Beneath the surface is a system of pipes and chambers that supply the volcano with magma from below the crust. Magma raised up through a conduit. This is tiny pipe that leads from the magma chambers to the surface too. Because from the surface too. Just like a little bit terrible. But it's not too much safe to protect the people. How is people? To protect the earth, to protect it from from the volcano too. Because you can see here, a crater can form around the vent of the volcano. Lakes is formed in the craters dormant in it's called inactive volcanoes. When volcanoes stop eruption, when it cools down, a crater can slowly fill with rainwater, creating huge. The eruption. The eruption we have here is that a cross section of the erupting volcanoes eruption across a large ash clouds and lava flows. And at any time, about 20 volcanoes are erupting around the world, as well as lava and hot gases. They're out of space and solid magma. A volcano can be active or dormant. Volcanoes that seem unlikely to erupt today again, describe, and stay. So that's all what I want to review. Thank you for listening.